Intro. Time travelers are terrible dinner guests.
Have you ever thought about time travelers at dinner? Imagine a caveman suddenly in a Whole Foods. He's like, "You built a temple to kale? What's kale? Is it meat?" And we're like, "No, it's leaves. Really expensive leaves." Our civilization peaked at quinoa salads and somehow skipped affordable healthcare. But think about it. We're all time travelers when it comes to food. Your grandparents would look at your avocado toast and think you're in a cult. You're paying $15 for bread with green mush. Is this what we fought wars for? Yes, Grandpa, this is freedom. And our descendants? They'll judge us too. Wait, so you knew ultra-processed foods were killing you, and you kept eating them? While posting photos on Instagram. Yes, future child, we called it living our best lives. Now pass the Cheetos.
Part 1. Ancient Origins. Chapter 1. Caveman invents fire, immediately burns popcorn.
Imagine being the first caveman to invent fire. Immediate thought, popcorn. Immediate outcome, burnt popcorn smell forever. Humanity advanced from raw meat directly to setting off smoke alarms. Civilization is basically just trying not to burn the popcorn ever since. That first caveman with fire must have been the original social media influencer. Mimics caveman.
Look what I made. It's hot. Don't touch.
All the other cavemen gathered around like,
Wow, how many followers do you have? 3, but one is a saber-toothed tiger, so I'm basically verified.
The invention of cooking is humanity's greatest achievement and biggest ongoing disaster. For every perfect steak, there are 1,000 overcooked hamburgers. We went from, "Will this kill me if I eat it raw?" to, "Will my Michelin star chef be offended if I ask for ketchup?" That's not progress. That's just a different kind of fear.
Chapter 2. The sacred cacao and the desecrated Snickers.
Picture an ancient Inca priest teleported to a 7-Eleven candy aisle. He sees Snickers, Twix, and Reese's, and he's screaming,
"You took cacao, the sacred food of the gods, and wrapped it around nougat. What even is nougat? A punishment from the gods?"
"We took something holy, powerful, and bitter and made it diabetes in a wrapper. You know what's even worse? Hot chocolate with marshmallows. Imagine explaining that to Montezuma. So we take your sacred drink and put puffy sugar clouds in it. Montezuma's revenge isn't a stomach issue. It's watching us put peeps in hot chocolate on Instagram. Look at me desecrating ancient traditions, #blessed. The Mayans used cacao beans as currency. That's right, chocolate was money, and now we have Bitcoin. We're devolving as a species. Imagine paying for your Tesla with Hershey's Kisses. That'll be 47,000 fun-sized bars, sir. Would you like a receipt?
Chapter 3. Jesus orders bolognese, gets garum instead.
Julius Caesar at Olive Garden, asking,
"What is this tomato thing? Bring me garum, fermented fish sauce."
Roman cuisine was more Vietnamese street food than Italian comfort. Caesar says,
"I conquered half the world and you replaced my fish sauce with ragu?"
Et tu, Italy? Ancient Romans would be so confused by modern Italian food.
Where's the fermented fish intestines? Where's the dormouse stuffed with pine nuts? You call this authentic?
Meanwhile, we're over here thinking authentic Roman food is pizza with extra cheese. The decline of the Roman Empire started with their taste buds. Tomatoes didn't even reach Italy until the 1500s. That's right, no marinara sauce at the Last Supper. Jesus was not twirling spaghetti while giving life advice, though I would watch that cooking show, Loaves, Fishes, and Other Miracles with Chef Jesus. Today, we're feeding 5,000 people with just 2 ingredients. Subscribe for more miracle meals. And here's the wildest part. Ketchup was originally fish sauce. Yes.
Wow.
The word ketchup comes from the Chinese Hokkien word kei-tsiap, a fermented fish brine. Europeans tried replicating it, couldn't get the fish right, so they added tomatoes, sugar, and vinegar. Boom. Heinz. So yes, your fries were once destined for fish sauce. Globalization is wild. Caesar's thinking,
First my salad, now my sauce. Is nothing sacred?
Part 2. Food Travels the World. Chapter 4. Marco Polo and the Great Noodle Heist. That never happened.
Marco Polo stands accused of noodle theft from China. He's like,
Italy had pasta long before I visited.
China's yelling back,
You saw our noodles and ran home to your mama, Marco.
Judge's verdict. Marco Polo did not steal noodles. He just rediscovered carbs and blamed jet lag. This man spent 24 years traveling Asia, and we only remember him for maybe, possibly, probably not bringing pasta to Italy. That's like going to the moon and only being remembered for bringing back a cool rock. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for souvenir collecting. Have you noticed how cultures love to claim they invented noodles? China, Italy, Middle East, everyone fighting like it's the custody battle of the century. Meanwhile, the truth is, humans everywhere figured out that flour plus water equals delicious. Shocking breakthrough. Give that caveman a Nobel Prize.
Chapter 5. Suriname, Java, and the Colonial Spice Rack.
Suriname in South America, eating Javanese food is like finding your grandma cooking pad thai in Norway. Dutch colonizers thought, let's move a bunch of Javanese to Suriname. It'll be fun. Spoiler alert, it wasn't fun, but the food survived. So did Grandma cooking satay in South America, confused but delicious. Colonization was basically just Europeans traveling the world going, ooh, I like this spice, and this gold, and this land. I'll take it all. Then they shuffled people around like a game of human chess. You go here, you go there. Why? Because we said so. Also, bring your recipes. The Dutch created the world's most confusing food family tree. Indonesian food in Suriname, Surinamese food in Amsterdam, and somehow stroopwafels everywhere. If Ancestry.com did food DNA tests, Surinamese cuisine would get results like 37% Indonesian, 42% African, 15% Indian, and 6% extremely confused Dutch baker. Did you know that in the 1600s, nutmeg was once worth more than gold? The Dutch literally traded Manhattan to the British to get control of the nutmeg-rich Banda Islands. Yeah, New York City. For seasoning. Imagine that real estate regret.
I swapped skyscrapers for spice racks.
Somewhere in the afterlife, a Dutch trader is watching Manhattan real estate prices and having the longest panic attack in history.
All that for something we now put in eggnog.
Chapter 6. Curry, colonialism's favorite stew.
Curry. The dish that colonized the colonizers. British explorers found spicy sauces in India and thought, ah yes, curry. Let's lump thousands of years of diverse cuisine into one vague word. Then, centuries later, Japan tries to trademark curry. You heard that right. Trademark curry? What's next? England trademarks disappointment? The British took curry home like a souvenir.
Look what I found in India, besides all their jewels and independence.
Then Britain made curry their national dish. That's like me stealing your car and then putting my family photos on the dashboard.
This? Oh, this is my car now. I've personalized it.
Have you seen what the British did to curry? They made it so mild it's basically just warm gravy with turmeric.
Oh no, one chili flake. Call the fire brigade.
Meanwhile, grandmas in Chennai are tossing ghost peppers into the pot like confetti.
Is baby food ready yet?
Part 3. Cultural Food Identity. Chapter 7. Dumpling Diplomacy, Global Conflict in a Dough Wrapper.
Dumplings are humanity's ultimate peacekeeper. From Chinese jiaozi to Russian pelmeni, everyone claims them. Dumplings are like that kid in high school who's friends with everyone, but secretly nobody knows his name. And every culture argues, our dumpling is the best. Relax, folks. It's dough wrapped around leftovers. We're all winners here. You realize dumplings are just edible Tupperware, right? Before plastic containers, humans thought, how do I save these leftovers? I know. I'll wrap them in more food. Pause. And now we have arguments about whose leftover wrapper is superior. That's like fighting over which brand of Ziploc bag is more authentic. The dumpling family reunion would be chaos. Polish pierogi showing up with sour cream, Italian ravioli bringing the wine, Nepali momos with their spicy sauce, and American Hot Pockets sitting awkwardly in the corner wondering if they were adopted. Mom, why am I microwavable and everyone else isn't?
Chapter 8. Kiwi the Fruit versus Kiwi the Nation.
Did you know kiwi fruit is from China? Neither did New Zealanders, apparently. Some marketer decided, let's name it after a bird that doesn't fly. Genius. Kiwi fruit sues for identity theft, shouting, I'm Chinese gooseberry. But who'd buy something called gooseberry? Exactly, no one. The kiwi fruit underwent more rebranding than Diddy. Chinese gooseberry, melonette, kiwi fruit. It's the fruit equivalent of the artist formerly known as Prince. And why? Because Americans in the 1960s couldn't pronounce Chinese gooseberry without having a cultural crisis. Sounds too communist. Quick, name it after something from a friendly country. New Zealand just rolled with it, though.
You named a hairy brown fruit after our national bird. Sweet as, mate.
Imagine if we renamed oranges American Eagles or bananas French baguettes. Actually, I'd love to hear someone at Starbucks order an American Eagle smoothie with extra boost. Sounds patriotic and nutritious.
Chapter 9. The Indomie Incident, when Nigeria adopted a noodle.
Indomie noodles are Indonesian. But tell that to Nigerians, good luck. Nigerians are like,
Indomie is ours. We practically invented it.
Indonesians reply,
Guys, Indomie literally stands for Indonesian noodles.
Nigerians shrug.
Well, possession is 9/10 of international cuisine law.
Nigeria consumes over 1.7 billion packets of Indomie noodles annually. That's not cultural appropriation. That's cultural appreciation on steroids. Indonesia should be charging royalties, or at least getting a thank you note. Dear Indonesia, thanks for the noodles. Love, Nigeria. P.S. They're ours now. The Nigerian love for Indomie is so serious that I heard they use it as currency in some neighborhoods. That'll be 3 packets of me-goring flavor for that haircut. Forget Bitcoin. Invest in instant noodles. Diversify your portfolio with chicken, beef, and shrimp flavors.
Part 4. Beverage Wars. Chapter 10. Tea versus Cha, the Great Tea Conspiracy.
Ever wondered why your tea is te or che? It's geography. If tea arrived by sea, it's te. If by land, che. British. We love tea so much, we fought wars and built an empire. Japan quietly sipping matcha. Adorable. The British Empire was basically just a very aggressive tea procurement service.
We shall sail the 7 seas in search of the perfect cup.
Meanwhile, China's watching like a,
All this drama over some leaves we've been drinking for 5,000 years.
it's like watching someone have an existential crisis over discovering avocado toast. Tea drinking styles are cultural warfare. British people adding milk and sugar, Chinese people using tiny cups and multiple infusions, Americans throwing it in the harbor and then putting it in cans with high fructose corn syrup. Everyone thinks their method is correct, and everyone else is committing tea crimes. We've started fewer wars over actual land borders than over how to prepare hot leaf water.
Chapter 11. Coffee, humanity's longest toxic relationship.
Coffee is humanity's most successful toxic relationship. We wake up every morning and say, I can't function without you, and then spend $6 for the privilege of dependency. If that's not an abusive relationship, I don't know what is. Who even discovered coffee? Legend says an Ethiopian goat herder noticed his goats acting hyper after eating certain berries. So this guy thought, my goats are bouncing off cliffs. Let me try what they're having. Then someone thought, this bitter fruit is awful. What if we roasted it and then ground it up and then poured hot water through it? That's not a recipe. That's a series of escalating punishments. Every culture claims they make coffee the right way.
Espresso is the only true coffee.
No, it must be boiled with the grounds.
Y'all are crazy. It comes in a styrofoam cup and tastes like pancake syrup.
It should be so strong it develops sentience and files taxes.
We're all united by addiction, but divided by preparation methods. And the coffee snobbery? It's out of control. I only drink single origin, shade-grown, bird-friendly, fair trade, organic beans from a specific hillside in Guatemala, hand-picked during a waning gibbous moon, and roasted by blind monks who sing to the beans. Meanwhile, most of us just need something to make our brain turn on before 9 a.m. Is it hot? Does it have caffeine? Will it prevent me from committing crimes before noon? Sold. But the most ridiculous coffee fact of all, the world's most expensive coffee is pooped out by civets. Kopi Luwak comes from beans that pass through the digestive system of a civet cat. It's literally called cat poo coffee and costs hundreds per cup. So yes, there are rich people who wake up and say, I crave dignity and also $200 cat poop. Somewhere, a civet is laughing all the way to the bank.
They're paying for my what? Humans are so weird.
The saddest part? We've created entire personality types around coffee. I'm a cold brew person. I'm a pour-over person. I'm an espresso person. No, you're a tired person with disposable income. Coffee is just a socially acceptable way to tell people, I have a chemical dependency and I'm proud of it. Here's to the most normalized addiction in human history.
Part 5. Food Politics and Economics. Chapter 12. The Great Banana Republic. Literally about bananas.
Did you know the banana you eat today is not the banana your grandparents ate? The original banana was wiped out by disease in the 1950s.
They replaced it and hoped we wouldn't notice.
That's right. Big Banana has been lying to you. The Cavendish banana, the one we all eat, is basically a clone army. Every single one is genetically identical. That's not a fruit. That's a science experiment with potassium. And they're all susceptible to the same diseases. We're one fungus away from a banana apocalypse. Again. And let's talk about how bananas shaped global politics. United Fruit Company literally overthrew governments in Latin America. That's why we call them banana republics. Imagine Apple overthrowing Canada because they wanted cheaper maple syrup for their employee cafeteria. Welcome to the iRepublic of Canada. All citizens get free AirPods.
Chapter 13. The Sandwich Origin War.
The Earl of Sandwich allegedly invented the sandwich in 1762 because he didn't want to stop gambling to eat dinner. That's right. The most popular food in the world exists because some aristocrat had a gambling addiction. Addiction has given us sandwiches and jazz. Maybe we should be more supportive of people's problems. But here's the thing. The Earl of Sandwich didn't invent putting food between bread. Middle Eastern cultures had been doing it for centuries before him. This guy just slapped his name on it, and suddenly he's the inventor. That's like if I took sushi, called it Darwin rolls, and history just went with it. Actually, I'd be fine with that. The sandwich might be the most culturally appropriated food in history. The hamburger, German roots, gyros, and shawarma, Middle Eastern, banh mi, French-Vietnamese fusion, American subs, Italian-American creation. The sandwich is basically the Marco Polo of food, traveling everywhere, stealing credit, and becoming more famous than the original. And I'm not even going to start on the hot dog debate. Actually, no, I will start it. A hot dog is a sandwich. I will not be taking questions at this time.
Part 6. Modern Food Culture. Chapter 14. Bread, the original social media.
Bread is the original social network. Think about it. It spreads trends, brings people together, and starts revolutions. Let them eat cake was basically the 18th century equivalent of a tone-deaf celebrity Instagram post during a crisis. Hashtag, blessed with brioche while you peasants starve. Hashtag, royal life. Every culture's bread tells a story. Flatbreads in hot climates, sourdough where wild yeasts thrive, dense rye loaves where winters are harsh. Bread is the original climate change indicator. Before we had scientists measuring ice caps, we had grandmas saying,
"The bread's not rising like it used to. Weather's changing. My sourdough starter knows more than your meteorologist."
And the gluten-free movement? That's bread's cancel culture moment. 5,000 years of being the foundation of civilization, and suddenly bread is the villain. But I fed the Egyptians. I helped build the pyramids. Sorry, you're problematic now. We're into cauliflower pizza crusts. What did I do wrong? You existed, bread. You existed.
Chapter 15. Pineapple on Pizza, the food debate that broke the internet.
The great pineapple on pizza debate has divided more friendships than politics. Nations have taken sides. Italy declared it an abomination. Canada defended it as innovation. Iceland's president wanted to ban it. A fruit on a pizza nearly caused international incidents. Let me solve this debate once and for all. Pineapple on pizza is entirely up to personal preference. That's right, I said it. Revolutionary concept. People can like different things. Someone alert the Nobel Committee. But here's the real question. Nobody's asking. Why are we fighting about pineapple while quietly accepting corn on pizza in South Korea? Or mayo jaga in Japan? That's mayo, potato, and seaweed. Or Sweden putting banana and curry on pizza. Banana and curry. Pineapple just wanted to add a little sweetness, and we crucified it. Meanwhile, banana is out there committing actual pizza crimes and getting away with it. You know, in 18th century Europe, pineapples were so rare they were rented as table centerpieces. I'm serious. You didn't eat it, you just flexed it, like a Gucci fruit. Behold my exotic pineapple, peasants. No, you cannot taste it. Imagine pineapple Airbnb listings, only $15 per hour. Do not consume. Rich people would take the same pineapple to multiple dinner parties. That's colonialism in a nutshell, stealing something from one place just to show it off somewhere else.
Chapter 16. The Wellington Family Reunion.
So apparently, there's a food family called the Wellingtons, and they have some issues. Think of them as the royal family of wrapped foods. Same amount of drama, but with more pastry. Beef Wellington, of course, is the classy patriarch. He's like that granddad who listens to Mozart judges your table manners and uses the word unctuous unironically. Wrapped in puff pastry, sophisticated, expensive, and honestly kinda smug. He doesn't even talk to Hot Pocket anymore. You microwave yourself? How undignified. Hot Pocket is the hipster cousin who dropped out of culinary school to DJ at food truck festivals. He's experimental, unpredictable, and full of lava-hot cheese that will 100% destroy your mouth. Hot Pocket is that guy who says, "I'm artisanal now," but still lives in your freezer. He has an Instagram account dedicated to his cheese pulls. #melted lifestyle. Then there's Pigs in a Blanket, the cool aunt or uncle. Shows up at parties, everyone loves them, but no one knows what they do the rest of the year. Like, do they have a job? Are they even real? Or do they only appear at Christmas potlucks, like food-based cryptids? I'm pretty sure they're in witness protection.
That's why they're in blankets.
Corn Dog is the black sheep. He's got fairground trauma. He's basically a meat popsicle with an identity crisis. The kind of cousin that everyone's low-key scared of, but no one wants to be rude because he's holding a stick. May have a mug shot. Definitely has a weird nickname like Stick Rick. The family doesn't invite him to fancy gatherings.
They think he's too state fair, if you know what I mean.
Pop-Tart is the vegan one. The fast-talking, introverted millennial who's late to breakfast but early to existential dread. They always say, "I'm fine," but you know they're dead inside and also full of red goo. Don't ask. You microwave them, but they still feel emotionally cold. They spend holidays tweeting about how breakfast is a capitalist construct. And if you look closely, none of them talk to toaster strudel anymore. It's a frosting feud. We don't speak of it. All I know is there was an icing incident in 2003, and now family photos have a strudel-shaped hole cut out of them. But Strudel's doing fine, started a support group with Pillsbury cinnamon rolls for breakfast pastries with daddy issues.
Finale. Globalization is just everyone arguing over who invented pancakes.
Every culture claims pancakes. Every culture thinks they invented bread, noodles, dumplings. Truth is, humanity is one giant potluck. Time travelers join a MasterChef episode, immediately quit after Gordon Ramsay calls caveman's fire-making utterly rubbish. So next time you eat, remember, food connects us. It also confuses us, but mostly it makes us laugh, especially at ourselves. Food is the ultimate time machine. Your grandma's recipe is a portal to the past. That spice market smell? Straight to ancient trade routes. We're all eating history every day, arguing about authenticity while microwaving leftovers in plastic containers. The irony is delicious. If aliens ever visit Earth, they won't judge us by our wars or our politics or our TikTok dances. They'll judge us by the fact that we had access to every ingredient in the universe and still invented Flamin' Hot Cheetos dipped in cream cheese. And you know what? I think they'll be impressed, because only a species with our unique blend of genius and absolute chaos could create both molecular gastronomy and the KFC Double Down sandwich. So eat your cultural mashups proudly. Your sushi burrito, your cronuts, your butter chicken pizza. They're not culinary crimes. They're proof that despite everything, humans still come together over food. And if time travelers from the past judge your avocado toast, just remind them they used to think tomatoes were poisonous and move on.